Welcome back to From My Tiny Kitchen. Watch this all you need to know step-by-step video tutorial on how to make gum paste sweet pea flowers, buds and leaves. Create an open hook using either 26 or 24 gauge wire. Then roll out gum paste about the size of a pea to form a teardrop. Insert the wire hook and twist. Roll the bud around your fingers to secure the gum paste to the wire. Using a Dresden tool, score a line from the bottom to the top of the bud. Pinch the tip into a point and slightly bend it backwards, then leave to dry. For the center of the first stage blossom and full blossom, use a slightly larger teardrop shape of gum paste. Then secure it with wire as we did with the bud. Pinch out one side from the top to the bottom of the bud. Then lay it down on a foam pad and use a small ball tool to thin out and ruffle the edges. Make one of these for each blossom you need. For the outer petals, I'm using a sweet pea cutter set of two, one for the center petal and the other for the outer. Roll out gum paste to as thin as you're comfortable to work with. Cut using the smaller of the two cutters, lay the petals down onto a foam pad and use a bone tool to lightly frill the edges. Then use a Dresden tool to create a vein down the center of the petal. Brush with Tylose glue or water down the middle of the petal and the bottom part. Then wrap it around the back of the dried frilled out bud, securing it at the bottom and around the bud. For the outer petal, use the larger cutter and cut out. Then use a veiner to create a bit of texture onto the petal. Use a bone tool to lightly frill the edges. Brush with water or Tylose glue around the edge of the bottom part of the petal. Stick this behind the smaller petal to make a full bloomed flower. You can shape the petals either by bending them back or by having it a bit more closed to give the flower some variation. Dry on an egg foam sheet or a stand, propping up the petals using bits of foam or the fiber from a new scatter cushion. For the leaves, create a small hoop using 26 gauge wire. Roll out green gum paste, keeping one side thicker than the rest. This is where you will insert the wire. Cut out using a leaf cutter and then create veins using a leaf veiner or by marking them with a Dresden tool. Lightly thin out the edges using a bone tool and insert the wire into the thicker bottom part. Then dry the leaves on an egg foam sheet. This will add contours. Now onto the calyx. This adds a realistic look to the flower, especially if the back of the flower is visible. For the full blossom, cut out using a star cutter, lightly thin the edges, brush with water, and stick onto the bottom of the blossom. And for the buds, repeat the process using a small star cutter. Dust all of the flowers for a beautiful realistic look, brushing the color around the edges help create the depth we are looking for. You can play around using various colors to match the event you are preparing for. I am using heather edible tints for the purple flower and mixing white and red for a dusty pink color for the pink sweet pea. The difference between dusted and undusted flowers. The final element to add when creating a spray of sweet pea flowers are little tendrils. Twist up green floral tape into a thin strand and wrap it around a paintbrush. To assemble, add the tendril to a 24 gauge wire. Then add a bud, followed by the smaller stage blossom, the full blossoms, and then the leaves. And there you have it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it.